So we've lived here since June 15th, 2015. And I didn't notice anything right away.
Float?
Whoa, what?
Do you see it? Oh my f***.
It's always been my belief that veterinarians are some of the best doctors in the world because they can't actually ask their patients what's ailing them. They have to figure it out for themselves. A couple of months ago, two diehard Paranormal fans asked us to investigate their house for them. The husband and wife that messaged us live in a former vet clinic in Emerson, Manitoba that is well over 100 years old, where many animals have been put to sleep, and where the former vet, Doc Goosen, may still reside. Emerson is a border town that very closely borders Canada and the United States. An estimated 1 million people cross the border at Emerson every year, making it the second busiest border crossing west of the Great Lakes. And an estimated $14 billion worth of goods passes through this border crossing annually. It also lies just north of the state border of Minnesota and North Dakota. Emerson is about a 2-hour drive north of Fargo, North Dakota, and about an hour south of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and was once a bustling border town with aspirations of becoming the capital of Manitoba, before Winnipeg eventually being named the capital in 1870. Emerson never lived up to the expectations of becoming a busy border town, and to this day is a small community of about 600 people that mostly get around by golf carts. Caitlin and Alex are a married couple of Paranormal subscribers that asked us a few months ago to come out to Emerson to investigate their house that used to be a vet clinic. And in the time that they've lived there, they've been able to share many stories of paranormal activity with us.
So we've lived here since June 15th, 2015. And I didn't notice anything right away. I think it was maybe would have been the winter, because we used to smoke inside our house, which is naughty, I know that, but we did before we had our child.
Yeah.
And the first thing I noticed was we were having a cigarette, and then I went to go change the song on my phone, and out of nowhere, the app Pinterest was opened up, which I hadn't opened, and it told me ways to quit smoking, so they did not like me smoking in the house, and that kind of weirded me out. And then...
So it wouldn't have been like you, like on your phone or something like that?
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Like, obviously...
It was across the room,
yeah,
plugged into
I
our
think
PA
of like,
system.
obviously algorithms and stuff like that, but like it was just, I hadn't touched your phone.
It was odd.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, I had this candle holder, and it was on top of our microwave, but at the very back, and I watched it just slide, and then psh, and smash all over the floor, which made me mad because I liked that candle holder.
So that was like the first like real physical thing that you saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me anyway. When did you start?
Well, the one that I always tell my friends, like, I don't know, I'm a little bit of a skeptic, so we were just getting our kid ready to go out somewhere, And
within like this year.
oh yeah, this
Yeah.
year. And a pitcher flew off and hit our couch. And the pitcher was hanging about here, and it was like, our couch is 3 feet. So it didn't just drop.
Yeah.
It flew across and hit our couch. And then I looked at Caitlin and I was like, what?
What was that?
Right.
And then our cat was in the kitchen, which is further away, and the cat's looking to like what happened, and our son's kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
So you saw the whole thing, like you saw the picture on the wall, and then you saw it.
Fly off.
Fly off the wall.
You saw the entire movement.
That one I can't explain.
Right.
Like, obviously I don't know, I go through all the logical steps and everything, but that one kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Would you say you're less of a skeptic after that happened?
A little bit, yeah.
And the second time it happened, I was over here on this next level.
Yeah, you were in the kitchen.
If you can walk that close and it doesn't go off, like
You have to like you have to
be.
be about that close and stomp. Try this one. This one you actually have to roll it around. So that one probably is more sensitive than the other ones. This one is the most sensitive one. But you still have to be like right
You have to be
up to it
Yeah.
and stomp for it to actually... Even if you stomp, it doesn't always...
Before we started the investigation, we set up the motion activated balls on the floor near where the picture flew off the wall. And the reason we did this is especially because it's a veterinarian clinic and there's, animal spirits that we believe that are here, especially mixed with the fact that the homeowners have animals themselves. We thought that the best way to communicate in the beginning of the night would be through the motion activated balls, also known as, animal toys. They're kind of animal toys like light up balls. So they do have to be touched physically to go off. They don't go off if you're kind of standing near them. You actually have to touch them to actually make them go off.
There's been other things like my phone sliding off my nightstand.
Yeah, my iPad, my phone do that all the time.
I've seen that, and I was nowhere near my nightstand. House isn't that on level, so.
So,
I don't feel that freaked out downstairs, surprisingly. It doesn't, it's more main level and upstairs, because I've heard footsteps coming towards my door, and then the hissing, and
Yeah.
our son being scared.
Is there something in here that likes the little boy Finn? What'd it say?
10.
What time is it?
10.
It's
It's
10?
10:01. What, it just said 10 at 10:01. You get that?
God, no.
Put that down. Okay.
10. At 10:01.
You might have just turned 10:01 too.
Wow.
All right, that's creepy and that's cool.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for letting us know what time it is. It says the exact time.
Air right by the,
The
fan.
fan's going.
Are you around the fan?
When we were inside Caitlin and Alex's room, right near where his phone kind of flew off his bedside table, we noticed that we were getting a lot of intelligent responses, like 10, and it was 10 o'clock at night, and then again with air, and there was a fan nearby, and it just seemed like throughout the whole entire night we were getting, very intelligent responses to what we were doing in that moment, or just in the overall sense of where we were and the location itself.
Machine?
Well, they would have had machines going during the veterinary clinic. Are you the guy who used to run the veterinary clinic? Because we're kind of at a standpoint where we don't know if we're dealing with an animal spirit or the spirit of the veterinarian.
You hear that?
What?
I heard a knock for sure. Iron? What are you?
Leap?
Lead. You want us to follow you? Follow that sound?
Where do you want to lead us?
Our son has woken up, and he's a kid that sleeps through the night. This is Finley's room.
Okay.
And I heard footsteps coming towards me here, and I was like, oh, maybe the cat's upstairs or Alex is coming to bed. It's usually always around like 1:30. And he'll wake up like screaming and like saying like scary, scary, and it's a little weird. Because the last time that happened, I had this really uneasy feeling and I couldn't sleep because I was laying in bed and I was falling asleep, and then I heard a hissing right next to my ear, which woke me up, which freaked me out. So then I moved downstairs and I just had this heavy feeling, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if Finn's gonna cry. And within 10 minutes of me thinking that, he woke up screaming, and I could hear him downstairs, and his bedroom's upstairs.
Okay.
Knock over here.
Well, let's follow the knocks.
I wonder if it'll pick up something here. This is where Finn looks and says scary. Yes. Right there.
Right there.
Right beside the crib.
It's like something like on the shelf. Or is it?
It is something right on the shelf. Just standing in front of the shelf. Are you what Finn talks to and says scary? Tell us in the ovulus.
What is that?
I don't know.
Zoe.
It's gone.
Zoe?
It just disappeared instantly.
As soon as it said Zoe?
As soon as it said Zoe.
Is your
Did you hear
name
that? I heard a voice downstairs.
Is your name Zoe?
Goosebumps.
This one is a little odd, and if you watch it back, you'll notice that as soon as the name Zoe came through the ovulus, the figure that we were looking at and communicating with immediately left. It was instantaneous, and we did a little bit of research on the history of Emerson and couldn't find anything linked back to Zoe towards the veterinarian clinic itself. And with the homeowners, Caitlin and Alex, they didn't have anybody in their family or any relation to anybody named Zoe. So this one's kind of strange, and we're not exactly sure where this one leaves us.
Yeah, now not picking up anything right there.
No.
Wow.
As soon as it said Zoe.
So that was definitely something that wanted to be seen and then didn't want to be seen, and it's now gone.
Can you finish this?
That was a knock.
Can you finish this?
That was a knock.
Sometimes when we're on investigations, we do a knock pattern of something like, and we wait for the double knock response back. We did hear in this instance a knock very shortly after, but it wasn't two knocks. So we still feel like this is very important because it was right after we had done our pattern, and sometimes we hear knocks throughout the night, but it's not usually right after we do the knock pattern.
There was one single knock. It didn't finish it, but you know Caitlin.
We just wanted to touch on this one a little bit, and that was that mid-sentence, Jordan's mic pack did cut out.
Do you know Caitlin?
And we're not sure why this happened, but obviously sometimes in certain situations, electronics near spirits do tend to act up. And we believe that that's what happened here because it's very rare that this happens to us.
Scanner. There's a scanner in the room.
Oh, come here, come here. He's going nuts. The cat just went nuts. Watch him, watch him, watch him. Look at him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have 2 cats.
You have 2 cats, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the one corner of the bathroom where they'll like look up and it's like they're following something. They do this all the time and then they try to climb up the wall.
What the fuck is he doing?
Chasing something that's not there.
What did it say? Raise?
Raised.
It won't, it keeps focusing on something beside him.
Our house used to be a vet clinic. The man that used to own this house, he was known as Doc Goosen, and he did like mostly like farm animals and stuff, but then as he was retiring, he started taking in more like domestic animals.
Cats
like
and dogs.
Cats
Yeah.
and dogs, like
Yeah.
downstairs in his basement, which is our house. And actually, I know my family members actually used to bring their animals here before I was born, because this was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I know in the basement where the clinic was, our cats always act super weird, especially in the one corner of the bathroom. And when we had a dog, he would not go downstairs.
You would never go downstairs.
He would not go
Yeah.
downstairs. But yeah, our dog would like whimper. We tried to carry him down the stairs and he wanted nothing. He was like,
He'd just, he'd
Freaking
freak out and run right back upstairs.
Magic?
Dude, the K2 is going off. It was until I got closer to it. Look at it.
Why? Is this Dr. Goosen? It
Oh,
almost
look
went
at
red. It's going red. If that's you, Dr. Goosen, go red. Use my energy. Go red,
Oh,
please,
it's
go
going.
red.
It's going.
Use my energy. Malice. Go to the red.
Oh, it's trying so hard.
Keep trying. I think it did.
I'm pretty sure it went to
Say
red.
quit.
Just before we were about to head upstairs and leave the K2 meter down with the cameras rolling, I asked a question about Doc Goosen and if he was able to light it up to red, and that's when things started to really pick up for us down there.
It did. It did. It's redlining.
Yeah, it's redlining. It is.
Thank you, Dr. Goosen. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's amazing.
We could see the progression of it going.
Yeah. I think you
Thank
got
you for using your energy.
Okay, I think you got to get into the sensory deprivation right
We're
now.
gonna be able to talk to you right now. We'll leave this here. You can use my energy now.
We did do a sensory deprivation after all this happened, but ultimately we didn't get anything important and responsive.
Are you a doctor? Holy shit. Please tell me this is recording. It just said vet. I showed it to the camera and it's still recording. Oh, fuck!
Turn it on, bring it over here. Turn it on. That one was recorded.
What was it recording?
Canon. On the Canon?
Yeah, I said I showed it to the
Bring
Canon.
me the mic up.
Okay. I don't know if we focused or not, but. I asked, are you a doctor?
and it said vet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Before. Holy shit.
Before, was he a doctor before a vet? We were just out for a smoke. I was out for a smoke. Jordan was sitting inside. Oh God, the cat scared me. And he asked if he had been a doctor,
Yeah, I asked, are you a doctor?
and it said vet.
It said vet.
And we got it on the Canon.
Yeah, I don't know if the Canon.
The Canon's recording, and it has
The Canon is recording. I was sitting there. I was probably in the view of the Canon, and it probably got the whole thing. This was probably the best part of the night for me because it happened during a time where we weren't even really filming. Johnny had gone outside to have a smoke, and I was still inside, and I just thought I would keep the Ovilus running and just like ask a few more questions just for shits and giggles, but I asked a particular question, which was, you know, are you a doctor? And it said vet. And immediately that just blew my mind because, like, obviously we're in an old vet clinic. We're trying to talk to a vet that may have, you know, who obviously lived here and possibly have died here. And it's so exciting because just to have such an intelligent response so quickly was something that we'd never really experienced as far as I can remember, and it was just something that was just so exciting for me and just got me so like amped up for the rest of the night. Wow.
You're nail biting.
I am. Like, now I'm freaked out. That actually freaked me out.
It said vet.
Yeah.
We've never had that word come through. Hang on, I gotta stop this for a sec. I gotta see.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this one rolling.
When Jordan caught the word vet through the Ovilus on camera, we weren't sure if we actually caught it or not. I was having a cigarette when it happened, and we were kind of taking a break. So what was happening here is I was looking through the footage on the Canon to make sure we did catch it when we heard this inside the kitchen.
It caught it. What is that noise? Oh God.
Shit. That was loud.
Holy fuck. Yours?
Yours?
Holy God. She wasn't lying. Oh man. I can't believe it said vet.
You getting excited?
Very excited. Okay, so we know you're here. Now we want to see some real activity. Light up all three of those balls at the same time. Or make that K2 meter go off. That little.
Make a picture fly off the wall. I know you've done it before. Or are you too scared to do it?
This is the addition here, so this was built in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then right here was where, and you can see the tack marks where the pictures were, and they flew off and hit
Hit our couch.
right there.
So
Okay,
it,
hit the side of the couch.
So it didn't just drop and like bounce and hit
It
the
went
couch.
like-
No, it hit the couch off the wall.
Yeah.
Did you get that from this angle too? Did you hit it?
Pretty far distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like how high was the picture? Like about from there?
Yeah, like
okay,
there.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
So it
And then
went
just
down.
flew off the couch. Wow. And then did it break like on the ground or did it just kind of?
It didn't break, I don't think.
Okay.
No.
But yeah.
But that's still like.
And this was at
That's
like
quite a bit of force that could just take
And
it from.
and even
8 in
if
the
it-
morning, too.
even if
It was
even
weird.
if
It's not at
was-
night.
Even if it was a cat jumping up and knocking it off, what's the possibility of a cat hitting it and it flying that way?
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, we
would just
saw
fall.
the whole
Just-
thing.
Yeah, we can't
And-
explain that one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an animal. I think it's the veterinarian. Thank you for letting us know that you're the veterinarian. Or that you just know that this was a vet. Cat? Cat?
Said cat.
No way. Remember when we were talking to her? We said, could you imagine if it said an animal?
Yeah.
It's never said an animal. Unfucking believable.
Obviously, we know we weren't talking to an animal spirit because the words coming through the ovulus wouldn't make any sense for an animal to understand the word, the English language. But we do think that the playful nature of what Alex and Caitlin are experiencing could be an animal. But the responses that we were getting and what we were dealing with this night is probably Doc Goosen. And I think that he's been coming through to them as well. And it's probably hard for them to differentiate what's an animal spirit based on it being a veterinarian clinic and then what is Doc Goosen. So that's kind of what we were trying to figure out at this point.
Okay, so
Wow.
figure this out. It said vet, it said cat. I don't know. Obviously,
Man, I am shaking.
We're not speaking to a cat.
Oh, I'm shaking.
But it's like, if it is the vet, would know that there's also a cat. Like a vicious
Here?
with a cat. New moon again.
Is it a new moon?
Is it a new moon tonight?
The new moon one was a bit weird because we didn't think anything of it until it came through about 2 or 3 times. And that's when we actually decided to dive into it and understand what might mean. And new moon represents new beginnings, which we kind of found odd in the moment because Alex and Caitlin's house was up for sale while we were there, and they're about to buy a new house and start a new beginning that way. And another reason it's a bit weird is because it was about 2 or 3 days away from being a new moon in real life.
No.
Radio.
He is listening to a radio, and you can talk through that radio.
Action.
Yes, give me some action. Thank you.
I'm good.
We're not good yet. You need to show me some more. Move something in the kitchen. Thank you very much for doing that, but you need to show us some more.
Do you want it done?
I want you to show me something more.
Touch me.
So touch him then.
What?
Kiss.
Holy fuck. Was that you? Son? Yes, Finley.
I'm coming out.
It's been going crazy. Finley, yes. Come out.
We did notice that when we were upstairs doing the sensory deprivation, next to where the picture flew off the wall and most of the physical activity happens, we did get a lot more action. Even when I said action or show me some action and the light up bulb went off and then something moved in the kitchen, fell or was knocked over or something moved in the kitchen, and where that happened is actually a lot crazier when you see what's going to happen towards the end of this video.
Well, you ready to go in?
Yeah.
Scanning.
Dr. Goosen, if you're in here, please let me know. I just want to be able to tell your story. Glory. If you show me that you're here, I'm sure you'll get all the glory you want. Can you please let me know you're here?
Affair.
Hello?
Adam.
Adam? Please make a noise.
Nine. Eight.
8. Are you going to count all the way down to 1?
1.
I just said, were you going to count down to 1? One? No way. What the fuck? Can you please do it again?
Inside.
Thank you. Dr. Goosen, I just want to know what you want to do with Finn. You are a fucking pussy.
Legion.
Okay.
Anything happen?
Yeah, but that was look. Does it feel like malevolent and dangerous in any way?
It's been getting to me to feel that way a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's just in my head or not. If I'm just starting to get paranoid, but
Yeah.
So what happened down here?
Did you not hear that?
Like, I thought I heard a door closing.
Yeah,
Was you?
that one.
Was it this one? Like, did you, like...
I didn't do anything, man.
Well, what
I came around the corner upstairs and the door shut.
We don't normally do solo walkthroughs on location for a couple different reasons. One being it is a lot more scary, and two, you are put in a more vulnerable situation when you're walking through a house alone and the other person's outside. They can't hear if something happens that you need help. But in this scenario, we decided to do it for the reason that we were getting a lot of intelligent responses, but not a lot of physical activity, and we wanted to try and ramp that up a little bit. We said a couple, negative things and tried to ramp the spirits up before we did this, saying a couple nasty things. But when I was walking through the house alone, I did get a couple of small things happening, knocking in the microwave. But when the door slammed shut, it was kind of the moment that I was hoping for, that would happen when we got there, because we could actually go back to Caitlin and Alex and tell them that they're not crazy. With pictures flying off the walls, we actually did get some physical activity ourselves, aside from the motion balls going off. And it freaked me out, but it's what we came there for, and it's what I was hoping to get.
We were not moving.
Here it goes again.
Do it again, please.
And that's the furthest one, like, you'd think if I was moving it would be that one.
You're not even moving. Can you bounce a bit? What the fuck? I got all of that. Jen?
We set down the camera, and this is a kind of a reoccurring thing that kept happening all night. We'd turn the cameras off or put them away, set them down on something, and something would happen. So what you're seeing here is I sit down the camera in the kitchen, and the motion balls had gone off. So I turned my camera on my phone quickly, and we caught the motion ball going off again. And you can see I was asking Jordan to stomp his feet to see if it would go off based on our movements, and it didn't. So we decided to set up the REM pod right near the chair and do a sensory deprivation upstairs, right near where the picture flew off the wall.
Light up one of the balls if you're here. Whoever they are.
God's here.
That's excellent. I love that. Let God's love fill this house and the people who live in here.
It said me. I just felt something touch my hand. Hello? Oh!
Whoa, what?
Do you see it? Oh my fuck. No. Did you see it?
No,
You didn't see it.
no. I've never seen you freak out like that though.
Holy shit.
This sensory deprivation was a lot different for me for 3 different reasons. But first, remember that we were not getting a lot of signal through the spirit box while we were out in Emerson, being further away from radio signals. So when I heard the word hello coming through the spirit box, it freaked me out, and I looked up and I saw a shadow figure standing in the kitchen, peeking around the corner. And these are the 3 reasons why it freaked the shit out of me. One was, it was right near where Alex and Caitlin saw the picture flying off the wall. 2 was when Jordan was in his sensory deprivation, I heard something moving or falling over from inside the kitchen. And the 3rd one is one we haven't shared and you haven't heard yet, and that is when the investigation first started. When we got to the house, I experienced some kind of hallucination that was very strange, and that was, I was looking down the stairs, and you can see there's a poster of Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas hanging on the wall at the end of the stairs. And I was looking down the stairs and I didn't see that poster, and my mind started going a little bit crazy. And I looked at Jordan, and Jordan was looking down the stairs too. And then I looked back, and I was staring at the wall. So I quickly ran over to Jordan, and I looked down the stairs while he was looking down the stairs, and there was the poster of Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing. And I have no idea what to make of it, but it leads me to believe that there is something going on in that corner of the house where all these things were happening and where they get the most physical activity. You didn't see it?
What happened, man?
It said hello. I looked up and I saw it standing right here. It was standing right there. Remember? You remember how I had that freak out moment right here?
Yeah.
It was standing right here like this. And then it went like that. And remember how I had that freak out moment earlier right there?
Yeah.
Like I had this weird deja vu moment where I thought I was standing in front of the stairwell right there.
Yeah.
And the cat was freaking out here. Something is weird with this, dude. Oh my God.
Okay. I want
That was fucked.
I want to see that back.
I'm about done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you?
Well, I mean, I'm satisfied with what we got.
I am too.
We got a lot. I didn't see what you saw, but
Picture somebody standing right here.
yeah. So we're looking at like a 6'5" shadow figure just leaning in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean,
Fuck you.
it's
man.
so funny to me, but you did freak me out too.
Well, yeah.
I've never seen anybody freak out like that.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, well, let's pack up then. It's late. So this is kind of a funny one because, I mean, it wasn't funny at first, but, you know, Johnny got up and he freaked out at something. He thought he saw something in the kitchen, and immediately I wanted to know what it was that he saw because earlier in the night, we had heard things in the kitchen and he had, hallucinated something by the Johnny Depp poster in the kitchen or something. And, you know, when I looked back and I didn't see anything and he was still freaking out, and I started to laugh to myself a little bit, and I don't know, I got him to come back inside, and he still swore at that point, he still swears even now that he saw something in the kitchen door, but I couldn't help but laugh. It just seeing your best friend just freak out like that, it was just, I don't know, I couldn't help it. It was just funny.
Tell them about Jaden too as well.
Oh yeah, my nephew, he has a cognitive disability. He's diagnosed globally delayed is what they call it, and he was basically nonverbal at the time, and we were hosting Thanksgiving here. This was
3 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Before he went into kindergarten, and he just looked at my brother because I was trying to get him to go to the bathroom, and he looks at my brother, he's like, I want to go see the ghost, and points upstairs to our bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had no idea, nobody had ever.
We had never even mentioned it.
I thought it was her brother brought him upstairs.
And they wanted to go back.
And he said, hi, ghost.
And then he wanted to go back to the bathroom and asked to go see the ghost.
Yeah.
And my brother's face just went white. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was out of the blue. We weren't talking about anything paranormal.
Talking about football or something.
Yeah. And he just, out of the blue, I want to go, or hi, ghost. Yeah, and this is where her nephew.
Yeah, this bathroom here.
You wanted to see the ghost in this bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, we get our faucets running all the time too as well.
Yeah,
Really?
those will turn on sometimes. It hasn't in a while, but it's done that a few times. And then these guys too, actually not that long ago, we always have them set like this, and then one morning I woke up
Oh yeah,
and they're
it's
like
weird.
that.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And feel these, they're not light.
No,
Like-
no,
look heavy.
no cat's gonna.
see.
Yeah, no.
Like the cat's not gonna
move
move that.
No, these definitely have some weight to them. Oh yeah.
And then the two were facing each other, and I asked him, I'm like, did you move that to mess with me?
No.
He's like, no.
Many of you might be wondering how we can keep doing these investigations after all we've been through and all we've experienced. But as Stephen King said in Pet Sematary, the most terrifying question of all may be just how much horror the human mind can stand and still maintain a wakeful, staring, unrelenting sanity. This can be said about Caitlin, Alex, and their son Finn. Despite numerous paranormal events happening in their household, Alex remains a skeptic. Even though he admits that the events happening are certainly strange and he doesn't have any sort of explanation, Caitlin is much more of a believer, but we definitely get the sense from talking to her that she would rather get on with her life to live peacefully with her new husband and their son. We strongly believe that the spirit that haunts this house is the spirit of Doc Goosen, the vet that used to live upstairs but practiced in the basement. It's certainly possible that the spirits of animals that passed on here could be haunting the residents as well, due to the hissing that Caitlin heard in her ear, but as investigators, there's no way that we can confirm or deny that. If this is the spirit of Doc Goosen or the animals that were put down in the veterinary clinic, we don't believe that this is a malevolent haunting. We just believe that these spirits are attached to the residence that they had lived in and practiced in for so long. Pets are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole. If your whole life is spent caring for animals, is there a place in the afterlife, like Caitlin and Alex's house, where humans and animals can coexist together? We will only know the answer for sure after we pass on and can see for ourselves.